Okay, so we're going to officially kick it off. So, hello, Jonathan. So, I'm a huge fan of Queer Eye and of yours personally because, you're radiating joy all over the place, whether it's watching you learn to figure skate on IG or your daily morning coffee boogie. We just love all of your content. And virtually officiating a wedding. That was also very cool during quarantine.
Oh my gosh, that was so much fun.
So cool. So we're really honored to have you on Breaking Beauty podcast.
So tell us from your perspective, like what is self-confidence? What does it look like? And why is it important to pay attention to?
That's a really good question. I think for me, self-confidence is so important because, well, confidence is like one of the central tenets of like self, of like being a centered self. And what that means is in the therapy that I've done so much of is like, we want to be self-led. Like my idea of being self-led is like the person that, like, even if I'm late or things have kind of gone awry, like I can still be calm and I'm not reactive, I'm not irritated. Your centered self is very like calm, clear, compassionate, courageous. It's like really like the best version of yourself. And so confidence is a part of that. And so when you feel confident, that's like a really good indicator for me. When I feel confident, it's a really good indicator for me that I'm in my centered self. I'm not in a people pleasing part of my personality. I'm not in a irritated part of my personality. I'm not in like a overly work mode part of my personality. I'm like, self-led. And so Eckhart Tolle talks about that. There's like a lot of, people and spiritual leaders and spiritual thinkers who talk about like being self-led. So confidence is such a big piece of that. But I think the thing that people miss the most often about confidence is, and I know that for myself, I did too, is that you can be confident and you can have a part of you that feels really confident about something, but then also really insecure about something else. And they can happen at the same time. So there's parts of me that feel confident, but then there's other parts that, are insecure about certain things. And so the trick is what part of yourself can you identify with? Can you hear from that part that might want to change something or maybe doesn't like something about yourself and say, look, I hear you. Like, I get it. I understand why you might feel like that kind of way about yourself. This is like you talking to yourself. But maybe we got those ideas from like society or like something that doesn't really feel organic to us. So like, while I hear what you're saying, I need you to just like get in the back seat because actually centered self is here. And we're just not going to be like berating ourselves today about that like expectation of beauty that part of me has for how I'm supposed to look today. I'm going to kind of try to more identify with this part of myself that does feel confidence about, my heart, my essence, what I do for my friends, what I do for my family. Or feels like super confident about my face. Because I will say this, maybe I am overly confident, but my face is like one thing I've never been self-conscious about. Like I've always thought I have like a really pretty face. Like I've like thought there was like other parts that, I like my face. I've always been like work, but there's other, so I always like, so it's like find something that you feel confident. It doesn't have to be a physical thing. It can be a piece of who you are. And then just try to identify with that because I don't think there's anyone who feels like completely confident about everything all the time.
Every single thing. Yeah. I read in your bio that from a really young age, like forever you were out. And I think about back then, like what gave you the confidence to express your authentic self, even from a young age?
I say in Queer Eye in an episode, something like, there really was like, I couldn't really be in a closet. If you had like eyes and ears, like if you were in my presence, you were very much like, okay. Like, I mean, I was fully fluent in Nancy Kerrigan, Christy Yamaguchi, Oksana Bayul, geodes, zodiac signs. I also knew about everything about the Electoral College and the presidential election of 1992. And I really wanted to talk about, I thought Ross Perot was, well, actually, when I say I understood like the words. I didn't understand the politics, obviously, because I was 5. I was really engaged in the world around me and also just extremely feminine. And I wanted to wear tights and I wanted to wear off the shoulder things. And I wanted to like run up to my dad's best friends and like push them and then run away and be like, I'm basically exactly how I am now, but at 5.